Hey everyone, today we are finally looking at the TOKIT portable induction cooker. Now they've got two variants. I decided to get the slightly more expensive one to show you guys, but everyone's been talking about these for a little while now. I've had a few curiosities myself, but one of the main things with any portable induction cooker, oh look, it helps if I have the product the right bloody way around, doesn't it? So when you're talking about portable induction cookers, one of the things you frequently come across is that they essentially kind of use like a PWM, let's get this plastic off, to control the temperature. They don't have a graduated increase in temperature. They just turn on and off more frequently, or they stay turned on. Now that can be annoying, if nothing else, but it also does make it hard to keep a simmer at times, and other cooking techniques you might want to use. Sorry, I'm trying to get a knife out the drawer at the same time here. And I'm using my good production camera for this one, which is why it looks a little more zoomed in. Don't use knives like this. It's an 18mm lens, so it's just how this is going to go. We'll see how it turns out. I don't particularly care anyway. I'm just going to try out this cooker and film as much of it as I can. Alrighty, so solid box. These are about 200 bucks, I think, by the way. I'll put a link below so you can see where I got it from, probably Amazon or AliExpress or something. It'll be an affiliate link, so hopefully I make a bit of money. This is a thick manual. That's, I'm still gonna do the same thing as always. See ya. But thick manual, lots of instructions. Good padding, good foam, good packaging. Oh, all right. This is different. This is very different. I'm quite intrigued. It is a bit heavy. Let's get the scales and weigh this thing. It's probably going to be more than the scales can bloody do. .2 kilos. All right, so it's got a bit of heft to it for an induction cooker. But it's also bloody slim. That's like laptop thickness. And you can see it's got some side venting there. It's got this little button that's surrounded by the words optimal temp. I'm not sure, there you go, you can see it a bit better there with the reflection. And all right, it's got 4 rubber gripping feet. That's something that I always have issues with others not having. They'll usually have 2 and it slides around a bit. The fan is always an issue. Whether or not they consume as much power as they say they do is often an issue, but we're gonna test these things out. We're gonna do all the normal tests. If you've ever watched any of my induction cooker reviews before, and fuck, there's a lot of them, as my wife says, what does she say? She has a lot of stuff. I don't listen very much. Something about having a lot of them and should get rid of them, and why do you hoard so much crap? Button and dial. So very different interface, very slim. What feels like a plastic, but a very good quality plastic. A nice sized ceramic, glass top there. Weird little dingleberry. Let's plug her in. Ooh, hear that? All right, so I've just plugged it in. Enable what? It's got Wi-Fi. Turn it off. I'm using my TP-Link cursor. Turn it on. Huh. Okay. That's insane. Let me just install the app real quick. I'm assuming it's got an app. I haven't even looked, but... All right, so... Settings... Oh, that's it. All right. Reset Wi-Fi, disable Wi-Fi. All right. So I'm going to assume that this app is what I need to be dealing with. It was a whole pile of stuff. Sure. I'm going to see if I can actually deny some of it. Add device. I definitely don't want to do that. You need an account. Guess what that means? I'm not going to use the smarts built into this because I think that's fucking stupid. Now, there is a slight glow here. It looks like there might be buttons under there. So let's go in settings, disable Wi-Fi, yes. No Wi-Fi. Okay, so there's two touch buttons. There's time and menu, and temperature. Ooh. Okay, so that makes it go. And that's got a timer, so that's minutes. So you can set this thing for hours. It is, to criticize it, it's quite hard to see. I don't know if you can in the dark light, that those are glowing there. There are two little touch buttons. There may be more touch buttons. You know what? I'm actually going to get the manual back for once. That's not something I normally do. Oh yeah, no, that manual answers enough questions. So you can see them there. Interesting. All right, so how long would it let us set this for? 4 hours, not bad, not bad. Now, the fan wasn't too loud, which I was pretty happy with. Let's go back to our energy meter and see what it actually starts doing when we, timing cancelled, temperature. No cooking wear. It's not wrong. Don't know what it's doing. Draws a couple of watts. It's really not doing much. So let's give it some cookware. Let's do the first standard test that we always do. Stop it. Pause. That's intuitive and awesome. I'm going to put half a litre of water in my medium saucepan and we'll time how quickly she goes. To boil, that is. Where's that saucepan? It's full of oil. All right. We'll use this other one. Sorry about that. We'll use another saucepan that's almost exactly the same size. Get some water out. There we go. Now, that's sitting on there. That's obviously going to push that little dingleberry down. And we'll get our timer ready. Max it out. Make sure it's centered. Starting to boil at a minute 10, a minute 11. That's pretty good. A minute and a half to a hard boil. That's sick. All right. Can I keep it at a simmer? Wow, I don't know if you can see that there. I'm guessing it was pulsing really hard. I've got everything plugged into one power board and my big lights are struggling with that. Yeah, wow. That's interesting. All right, so it is still using a sort of PWM function, but really fast. Let's see where we need to be for a simmer. I'm going to have to put these lights on a different power point because that's insane. Give me a sec. All right, so I've just moved the lights, I don't know if it's a different circuit, but to somewhere else, so it's probably slightly darker here, but let's see if... All right, no, that's fine. So it was just because I had an extension cable and a power board and 10 amps the limit. So let's see what's setting now. Gives this a good rolling boil. Sorry, simmer is what I was after. Don't need that anymore. We can also have a look at how much current this is consuming. And you can almost hear the ticking speed. So if I turn it right down, the tick, 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 tick. It's not too irritating, it's not too loud. It's drawing an average of 240 watts. So that means theoretically max is 2,400 watts, which is your 10 amps. God, that goes quick, doesn't it? Let's just wait for this to update. All right, 2,000 watts average. I do need to get a kilowatt, I know. All right, let's bring it down, see where it simmers. We'll actually let the water calm down for a minute. By the way, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, or leave a comment, or any sort of engagement does help this channel. I'm close to hitting a point where I can possibly monetize it. But also, if you just want to see more of this does cost money, by the way. I don't have money to throw around. I'm piss poor. I've created a Patreon, so I'll put a card up there and a link to it below. If you want to support me in any way, if you happen to actually be minted and like this sort of stuff, I'd really love that support. It would go a long way. Now, it is mostly about my Tinkers channel, but you let me know what content you prefer and I'll put your money towards it. And beer. All right, so 724 watts. It's just starting to boil. All right, let's bring this down a little bit. See, when I'm cooking a chili sauce, I'm gonna want a good simmer. I don't want a hard boil. Ideally, you want it to be sitting like pretty much bang on 99 degrees. That's still boiling though. Just. There is, you can see spots where there's like minor imperfection. There we go, so that's right there. Oh, not here, let's go down to 10. Yep. I'm pretty happy with that. About 400 watts. And then just instantly boiling. That is so cool. And the fan turns off when you turn it off. Pretty bloody impressed so far. Let's do a few more little tests. Let's see how big that heating area is. Alrighty, I've got my stock standard Kmart fry pan here, one of my favorites. Gonna put a bit of paper towel in it. Don't know how my paper towels are dirty out of the cupboard. Because of drinking, I assume. Grubby hands, delicious food. All right, there we go. So what this is gonna show us is where it's evaporating first. We just push this down. I'll put a bit more in there. Bit of ASMR if you like the sound of water or wet things being patted. So we'll turn it on and we'll see basically the size. Now, 14 centimeters is pretty standard. Big is always better. Even is most important. Just max it so we... Yeah. All right, so from about 40, you can't really hear the tick, 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 tick sort of sound. All right, and you can see that area there. That's pretty much what we expected. That's that 14 centimeter area. And there is always going to be that slight lacking of heat in the middle, especially in this one where the button is, but the coil doesn't go all the way to the center anyway. If you ever rip these things apart, I've got a video on my other channel of pulling one apart. You can see how they work, but that's pretty standard. What this means though, is that you need a good pan. You need something that's got a bit of thickness to the base, or cast iron. Here's my cast iron pan that I need to re-season. I've just left some fat in. Now this is also from Kmart, $17 in the camping section, and it's one of my favorite cast iron pans. Check out the video where I cooked a steak with it. It's on this channel. It was pretty bloody impressive. Max that one out. This, there's a bit of, look at that go. God, that is cooking quick, and that will set my smoke alarm off very quickly. Could probably use this, fuck, that's definitely gonna set the smoke alarm off, to season it, but I'd do it outside. So I'm pretty impressed with this TOKIT thing. I'm not impressed with having to create an account to use it. I definitely don't like accounts. I'm impressed with this interface. These lights, the button lights, could definitely be a little bit better. 4-hour timer is excellent. That means I can leave my sauce simmering for ages. Probably really good for sous vide as well, because you'll be able to keep something at a consistent temperature. This, I'm putting in second place. You can touch it, it's not great, it's hot, but it's doable. Putting this in second place because of the price. As far as portable induction cooker goes, it is first place, but it's also like 4 times the price of most of the other ones. So first place right now is still, it's probably equally tied with the June induction cooker that I reviewed recently, with the old Nationwide Electrical, which is no longer available. I preferred the Nationwide Electrical, but you can't get it. The June is almost as good. This one's better in many ways. This one will probably be my daily user, my daily use, because, you know, I've paid for it, might as well use it. But it is $200 odd plus shipping, depending on where you get it from. So I hope you learned something from this. There's a couple of you that were really keen to see how this turns out. I'm going to do another video now showing you something a bit weird with an egg. I hope you're having a good weekend though. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all those fun things, and check out my Patreon if you just want to support me a bit more. I'd really appreciate it. I'll stick your name somewhere up here so you get a little bit of dopamine from it. And catch you guys next time.